Hi there friends, and welcome to episode 21 of the tutorial sect. I'm Icon, and in the last episode we fetched up body cultivation. Our good friend here is sitting on the bed and is breathing and happy. Well, that's what body cultivators do mostly, breathing and remolding. And today we're going to cleave our path towards a couple of different topics. So first off, we will need to cultivate Zoology to our next level because I need a second primordial spirit here. We will keep remolding here. I also happen to have forgotten him here. So whenever they keep remolding, you get those extra rolls. They can't accumulate their remolding rolls, and basically you can let them, do that 10 times, and then you can select 10 upgrades there. So the next steps here will be more and more tempered flesh all the way, and my first goal here for this guy is going to be to activate those skills. The mixed element arms I want to have on level 2 at least, and the heavenly shield legs, there's enough work in putting both of them at level 1 because the steel bone is the first thing, which is a little bit harder to acquire. And I don't know, I can't remember, so it's been a while, but it's only the basics, so it shouldn't be too hard. Meanwhile, we're building a fancy room for our buddy here. As soon as we have the jade offcuts, we're also going to put in some flooring there. Meanwhile, I'm using that cultivation spot there for Rugi. Thanks for that tip there to my dear comment section. Because that's, 7,000 experience points aren't too shabby to begin with. Although the question is for me, would it be better to let her cultivate here or the other way around? It's hard to tell for me. But since we're now at a point where we're just waiting for things to happen, it's pretty cool. So we got time to let our body cultivator do his thing. I still am not quite sure about the mental state, but good thing about this is we're not too relying on that, relying too much on that. Maybe he'll grow happier once the environment ain't that horrible anymore. So there's a new attacker, which is always good because I like it when they bring true disciples. Sadly, it's only one real disciple. Jeez. He was so weak that even my dog was able to tear him apart. Poor thing. Let's move him over there. And I want to also try to recruit more people in my neighboring agency. I wasn't doing this too much because I was too busy explaining a lot of things. So this episode we will tie some loose ends, and maybe I will get to the point to unlock Shandao cultivation today. That could be the case. So we're going to keep recruiting 49 people. Wonderful. So let's sort them in G-Sense, and let's keep looking there. So this guy looks like a pretty interesting choice. He is not good at Constitution, but beyond that, a lot of stats are pretty good, and G-Sense 12 sounds quite auspicious. And this person here, she has a high intelligence and charisma. I want to give her a try too, so Gong Mi. And the other folks, well, they're stat-wise, that's no beauty at all. Wow, it's a good stat ball there. But the chi sense is horrible. Only level 5. Too bad. So we're going to look for what? Social people. Just want to check out if there's anything left what we could pick up, but actually it doesn't matter too much. We're only going to recruit these two high-end people, and the rest will be hell-gated. So, or, well, maybe not. So I need to increase my reputation really fast. So let's send Bangju over to exploration of Mount Nalumbo. You can also send your body cultivators for outside missions, by the way. So they behave like inner disciples in many ways. So we're accumulating essences here, water and earth essence, according to the predominant elements, I guess. Well, there's a lot of earth chi here. Water, I don't know. Well, so we have found the save what seas. That's not what I was looking for. So I don't know what's to be found there, to be quite honest. So let's see. If I can't bring up enough reputation in a short amount of time, I will have to kick out one of these people there to pick up the 2 high max G persons that I want to have. But let's see. Alright. Usually with my body cultivators, I'll wait until they have accumulated some stamina and such. He's now growing a little bit less unhappy. And once they are happy, once they have enough stamina and enough essences, I start remolding them again. So let's see. Chi Sense 31. Well. And this person was the other high quality pick. So do I have anybody who leans heavily towards charisma so far? Hellion is a friggin' massive powerhouse in these bodily aspects. Zuruji as well. Bangju is an insane character towards intelligence and charisma, so probably I am, well, better off with this guy, who has at least luck and intelligence and perception. Yeah, let's do this. You're going to be the chosen one. There we go. Bang. So, as you might have noticed, we're also gathering up the inner disciples faster and faster. Like, it's growing easier and easier to build up their foundations and such. So here, this guy, immediately convertible. So he's really good for this one. And he's also a good match for all of the laws I already got. But that's okay. I'll keep him here as a... I'll keep him there for later. He wants to eat spirit leaf. I'll allow him to. So, unsuitable temperature here. Oh, dang. We need to I totally forgot to take care of my mushroom farm. I'm sorry, guys. This place is a mess. Mushroom farms are really good, but only if they are actually working. So, the next thing I'm waiting for is summer, when we're going to promote Bangju. Because right now, Bangju is basically just waiting for her time. She's an earth cultivator, and she's going to have her breakthrough when the fire element is strong. So, now, let's see what we can do there for the flooring of this room. I have issued an order for jade offcuts an age ago. Jeez. Rogue crafting. What is this person doing the whole day? So, the jade blocks that I have ordered. So, the jade blocks are blocking the work things. Okay. So, another thing that I know is that you're supposed to put in a water vat in there. because that gives your body cultivator a breathing energy of water. I think a grave was also a good thing because there's, if I remember correctly, some interaction there too. We're going to build an iron grave because that's going to be auspicious to the stone environment there. And the water is going to be far, far away from the rest of the walls. That's really important because otherwise the water vat would be influenced by the wrong energies. So the water vat has power, has water energy. So, and is it a feng shui building? Yeah. So it would be more auspicious if we would put a some steel decoration next to that, if I am not mistaken. So let's try that. I'm not sure if I'm doing it wrong, but I think this should have done something. Well, okay. Now, our good friend here is close to a mental breakdown. Poor guy. Still wondering what I could do. Because unlike the Jandao cultivators, I can't let him do anything here. Except for breathing, but he's not going to grow happier while he's breathing. So, if I remember correctly, burying somebody in that grave is a good thing. So, this episode I'm a little bit less focused here so far, but don't you worry, there is one thing that I wanted to do here in this episode, and that's getting towards advanced laws. Because as you might have already noticed, we are not really able to improve ourselves anymore. Well, we can. The body cultivation has only begun. I'm slowly tinkering around with this chamber, but overall, we need advanced laws, and there is one technique which we will use, which is called derivative calculation. Derivative calculation is a miracle where you trade in your some of your lifetime for triggering a event. And that's what we're going to do. So Halion is now going to head over there, grab herself some inspiration, and we need a mining tool. Select a sect suffix. We are an abode, or well, nowhere the tutorial court. I like that. So we've grown famous, and finally we can have more than 12 disciples. Good stuff. Now, we're I'm a little bit, I was a little bit distracted by the Sect promotion there. Yeah, so Halion is going to grab her inspiration now. Because, so, manifesting miracle, that's not what we're looking for. So, gather that belief. And now, gotta check how Ruji's cultivation is going so far. An earthquake in Mound South. Oh boy. Charity time! So we're going to do the disaster relief, not charity, sorry guys. Disaster relief, of course. And, well, before we can't do anything else, we're going to send Halion over there. Primordial Spirit Cultivator can do a lot of good things there. Alright, Bangju is home for a moment, back home for a moment. So we don't have anybody exploring Exalted Isle right now. I don't like that. So we're going to send... We're going to send Zuruji over to Exalted Isle because it starts to be a more pressing matter to me to explore this place. Alright, let's do this. Because I want to create a really, really good gold core for Bangju. We're in this episode, we're preparing a lot of things. Among those preparations, we also now prepare ourselves for a way better golden core than the last time. So, disaster relief. Here's the thing, a primordial spirit provides 600 disaster relief, and therefore you will always be sufficient with the progress there. I'm going to put this on watch though to make it happen faster now. And also, we're lacking timber here. Okay, but wait a sec. I did. Oh well, okay. 150. 219 even only. Okay. So we're also working on the upgrade for the for Mount South, because we will unlock Shendao cultivation by doing so. The mining tool issue, yeah, there was something too. Pickaxe, there we go. So let's put down some flooring here. And let's do Spirit Stone offcut. I was waiting for the Jade so long now, but I just decided that I want to have a neutral, elemental neutral thing there. Okay, so Hellion is now finally there for us. So we're going to... Oh. Bangju playing a Lumbo event. Oh, I can't order Bangju back. So, derivative calculation. Here we go. That's what we're learning. There we go. So, derivative calculation. You will use 10 years of your lifespan in return and try to create an event in return. What we're after is only one type of event, and that's the manifesting mandate event. So a couple of things are important about derivative calculation. It has a success rate, so it can't fail. You see here, attainment, intelligence, and luck are determining the success. So Hellion is actually not really a good choice for that. But she's a primordial spirit, so it might be already enough. Because what it doesn't tell you is that the stage of cultivation also plays a role there. So, but I think Hellion is not really a good candidate for derivative calculations, so she fails a lot so far. I'm going to gamble away like 100 years of a lifespan. This sounds horrible, but as a matter of fact, it ain't so horrible. So sadly, we already noticed that she's not really the best candidate. So Traces of Evil Sect, that's what the derivative calculation got us. Not too happy. Traces of Ancient Book, wonderful. That's better, but not quite there yet. Manifesting Cave. Okay, so you have to gamble like this until you have acquired a Manifesting Mandate event. That's basically how this works. Traces of Just Sect. No. No. Manifesting Cave. So you're also spamming the map with a ton of events there, but ultimately we were unlucky this time. So now also begins the hunt for life-lengthening substances. So we have now gambled away most of the lifetime of Hellion at this point. No, we don't need to do anything to the mortal realm. I am already famous enough. So there's a couple of things you can do for prolonging lifetime. There's also skills that give you lifetime. So let's see. So lifespan modified by 800 years. So we're going to learn that one. Normally, I would not. Like, normally this is not really any interesting choice for me. But under these circumstances right now, Hellion is my only really powerful golden primordial spirit right now. I don't have access to any medicines, and therefore it's quite good. I have now a really high amount of rolls again, and since Hellion is right now a tier 2 golden core, it's okay to gamble away with her lifetime, because we'll rebirth her anyways. A tier 2 golden core primordial spirit ain't good enough for my taste, so that's ideal. Overall, if you want to have people that you want to burn out and rebirth like I do here, metal cultivators are really to prefer, because of the simple reason they can have a golden core breakthrough at the end of every season. Unlike the other 4 elements, metal cultivators can be produced around the year in high qualities, so they are the best working horses of your sect in general, because you will have no shortage of rebirth opportunities, unlike the other elements. So finally we got ourselves the Manifesting Mandate event. I was looking for that. So now Mount Nalumbo. Good thing that I forgot to send Suruji not anymore over there. So now we're going to send everybody in my sect over there, even Pu Jing, or however his name's pronounced. I'm sorry for all my butchering with the Chinese language. I'm doing my best. Please don't hate me too much. So Bangzhou will be also getting her shot at the mandate, because that's how I like to work with these things. So, wait a sec. Isn't Zuruji adventuring to Exultant Isle? Yes, she is. So, need to assign her as well. Good thing that I paid attention there. So, you come back home. Chop chop. And we're going to try to acquire that law peacefully. So, what do we have here? Heaven-stealing law. Yes, we got it. So I already assumed that we might get it, because I don't know too many of these from the backside of my head, but I know that Heaven-stealing law has only one big requirement, and that's a crap ton of constitution. The good news here. This is a really, really cool law, which is basically the most tanky law available. You get a lot of constitution increase, and a very weird two-stage skill set. So when you main this this law, you will have insanely high base stats. You will also have a lot of chi, and you will also have a lot of barrier. They're basically the best tanks the game has to offer. And among those really cool tanking skills, you get also some max chi modifiers here, and a lot of lifespan modifiers, and that is a really good solution to a lot of my problems here too. But most importantly, if I remember correctly, so you can also create mountains, lakes, and such things with miracles here, but no, that's not the most important. Here, marrow sanitization, that's what I was looking for. This is a miracle where you trade in lifespan for the permanent increase of a attribute on a mortal. That's the real reason why I was holding back on a lot of my other people here. For example, wait a sec. So this dear woman here, I haven't put her into any cultivation yet, although she has a really good chi sense and will be a good candidate there. I was waiting until I had the first of these skills. Narrow sanitization is only one of many skills which allow you to increase the base stats of your folks. which is insanely mighty. So basically the TLDR on that is I'm accumulating skills which increase stats before I transmute those low-fit mortals. Because you can only use these skills while they are mortals. That's the thing. So let's see. I want to place an Igneocopper ore in here. Because I don't want to stress out the temperature of this mushroom farm too hard. It's quite nasty because the mushrooms are really, really very feely with their temperature. And if I put in some beast blood, it might eventually be just too much. Just a lump of Igneocopper is way less brutal there. Okay, but now I've sent people over to this place. Oh, for no reason at all. Okay, meanwhile, we're going to just continue there with what we've done before. More derivative calculations, please. And this is a painstaking process, but sadly, the derivative calculation span is the best way of gaining advanced laws. It's just tragic, but it is like it is. So the good news is that with the acquisition of the Heaven Stealing Law first, we now have no problems whatsoever anymore with acquiring lifespan for these shenanigans. That's at least some good news. And I need to explore Exultant Isle further. That's really important. So we're going to send Ruji. She has a mission for now. And yeah, that's what we're going to do now. Derivative calculation span. And how's my body cultivator doing? This mental state is growing worse and worse. I really have no clue what I'm doing wrong about that. Living without her disciples. But you're, wait a sec. Interesting. Yeah, okay, you deserve to be angry. Okay, barren room. I really don't know what the interaction between these things actually is. But, well. Let's put a table in there too, and keep spamming those derivative calculations. Because with every single advanced law that we gain, my sect grows more powerful. Because this is also yet another skill Bangju can learn to bolster herself before she does the breakthrough. So, the more tools I have in at my disposal to grow powerful, the better. But it's really sad if you don't have a intelligent and lucky person there for the derivative calculations. I mean, I could increase her attainment and try to do it like that, but this is just horrible. Manifesting cave, no thanks. These events are really dangerous. That's why I keep skipping them so much. If you don't meet the requirements of these events, you will suffer pain. You can't even lose your cultivator entirely. So that's why I am that using them that sparingly. Oh boy, sometimes you just don't get lucky at all. This is some mechanic of the game which I personally don't like too much. Another way of doing it is you can also make friends with all the other sects outside there, and then you can buy their big laws of their place there. For example, I know that the 7 Slaughtering Sect... Here, take a piece of fabric. They are, for example, selling their No, they're not selling their law. Okay, I was wrong about that. Okay. Sorry, forget what I just said. It was faulty information. So yeah, that's just what we have to do. Spam the derivative calculations in hope of acquiring a manifesting mandate event, and then send all your people there to get there and acquire the mandate. So we're especially unlucky here right now, but well, you get the idea. We're going to continue that on another time. So I haven't done much in terms of body cultivation here today, but that's okay. So as you see here, we have acquired some Wraith Breath, water and earth essence mostly. I mean, if I would now build a fiery place, I'm pretty sure that this guy would be happy about that. Living without our disciples again. So they keep smuggling inside his bed. Okay, we're going to deconstruct this then. Okay, so this episode was a little bit this and that. I hope you guys didn't mind too much, because it was quite hard to find a fixed topic for what's happening here. The advanced law acquisition is a really finicky and painstaking process. I hate it personally. It's one of my least favorite parts of the game, but well, it is just that important. It is working a lot better, by the way, if you use a cultivator who's not as dumb and unlucky as Hellion is. But sometimes, you know, you just have to brute force things like I tried to do here. So we're going to continue in the next episode with the, I hope with the Mount South expansion there. I hope I got the necessary timber soon. And we're going to unlock Shendao cultivation soon. I can't promise that this is going to be happening in the next episode. Maybe I will cover up some other topics first. I haven't fully decided yet. Anyways, drop your comments down below, leave a thumbs up, and of course, check out the channel. Daily videos happening there. I would be really happy if you would join for that. And see you guys next time. Bye-bye.